the king. The retention king, man. And we're going to talk about why retention is so important. Alright? So, I'm at day 134. And it's important to retain. Because I remember days when I wasn't retaining what turmoil, how my world was. It just was in chaos. You know? It's like you might get lucky here and there. It's, people don't treat you the same. You lose opportunities, you lose clients. You know? So retaining is basically money. You reach 134, you have $1,000,000. You basically have $1,000,000. Now, let's get into some attraction stories since we like that so much. And I'm not against female attraction stories because it sends you that high flying disc, that natural high, that dopamine high that we need to project into other things. You know, like you could have all the money in the world, all the cars in the world, but if a girl don't like you, you still feel down and out. So, female attention is the same reason why girls need it, guys need it. Alright? We don't tell ourselves that, but it's true. Girls will almost die if they don't get no guy attention. They'll be depressed. Same thing with guys. If you don't get female attention, so that's why that's important to me. And you're happier when you have female attraction. Everything you do, you're just so much happier, and you're looking for the next best thing. Like, was she attracted? Was she not attracted? It becomes a game. It becomes fun. It's so fun. So the retention is the power. The females is the steering wheel. Well, let's not say steering wheel. Let's say the engine, right? So we're at the power and the engine. And there's more parts to a car, obviously, but right now we'll focus on the retention and the female attraction part. Now, yesterday, I was working at a gym. I'm a personal trainer. I have my own gym, but I also do I have a side job at LA Fitness, right? So that's where I get my clients, most of my clients from, etc. Stuff like that. It's more like a port to me. I would use it like a port, right? We could say that. So I trained my first client at 4. She's a female. Also happy to see me. Jumping up, chest bump. And you know girls have breasts. You know you're going to feel it. And I'm going to comment on it. I'm like, oh, do that again. I like how you feel your titties. I like how your titties feel on my chest. And she's like, oh my God, stop it. That's it. And this female just got married. Now, the thing about being a retained man is that I appreciate the attraction and the attention, but I don't put myself in a situation to push it where it goes where it doesn't need to be. And also, I've learned a lot about karma, and she does not play. You can have your fun, but be careful. But even although she shows that, there's no way I'm gonna find myself alone with her. So I'll take the fun as it comes. So that's my 4 o'clock client. 5 o'clock, I have these two ladies. Also masculine. One of them is very masculine, and the other one is she's feminine. She likes maybe a little too feminine, maybe a little too freaky. Older ladies, and they like the way I speak so freely and the way I'm so commanding towards them. And it's like it comes out free. It's me. I'm not faking to be authoritative. I'm like, I'm not faking this, and I'm making them work hard. And they're like, oh my God, why are you working so hard? I'm like, work harder, push it, push it. This is what we're doing. Go, go, go. And they respond to that like they crave it. Right? I did that session. I did a high five with the lady, and then her hands somehow, when her hands went down, we high fived like this. Boom, her hands went down, and it basically just skid my penis. Her hands skid my penis. She looks beautiful, a little older. She knows she did it. I know she did it. And then I have them do the next exercise to finish off, and they're all saying bye, bye. And I go off to my other client. Another lady, older, yes. So we talk about regular stuff. We talk about regular client stuff. She also loves me. And she's not too attractive, so it's nothing there. But the fact that the attention you're giving her and how you could talk to her so freely, and I also could talk to her in a seductive way. She likes that a lot. I'll say whatever, and she loves that. She was telling me about this lady um, fighting her husband, and they're getting a divorce and stuff. That's the story she was telling me. And that lady was trying to, basically was in my DMs trying to talk to me through her. So she's basically trying to find me some lady just to mess around with. Of course, I was like, she has a husband. I'm not messing with that. And now I got the story that she's in a fight with her husband. I don't know if that's true or not, but I don't care. Right? I'm staying away from that as much as I can. Right? So 5:30 come. I have no clients at the time. But there are these ladies, Puerto Rican. They look very good. Two cousins. I sold them a product, help them lose weight. So I go talk to one of them. The other one comes out of nowhere. Boom. So I'm talking to both of them. The whole gym's watching now. The whole gym sees this. These girls are this close to me. They're shorter. This close to me. Talking, touching on me while they talk to me. So friendly, so close. And then we'll talk for like 5 minutes about the product. They're so intrigued. The other one, I have one of their phone numbers. The other one I didn't have her. So she put out her phone. She's like, "Oh, what kind of Cause I told her I study herbs in order to like help you lose weight, gain weight. I told her about the supplements, like I tell you guys. So I'm talking to her about it, and she pulls out her phone and requests me on tell me to put my name on Instagram. So I put my name. Boom, she followed me, which is human underscore potential underscore coach. In case you was wondering, you get to see a real retained man's Instagram. Yup. So these two beautiful Puerto Rican ladies, I'm talking to them in the gym, and they're so receiving of me, and I know people are watching. So I take them. They're like, "What kind of exercise to do for abs?" I take them over. They start working their abs, talking to me, and they're having a great time. You could tell, right? So they're talking about their lower back hurts, and I know a couple stretches. So I take them to the mat area, the stretching area. I lay them down, and I do the stretches, which is it does involve me touching them, but it's more like it's a professional thing because you could stretch the same stretches I do with the ladies, I do with the guys, because you don't want to be seen, you don't want to be that trainer that's like, oh, let me stretch you, and then you over here having sex on the gym floor with the clients. You don't want to be that trainer, right? People watch you and they're like, he's not training my wife, he's not training my girlfriend. And then you end up being that kind of trainer, you know. So it's innocent, yeah, but it's still like you're touching these, you're touching them, and the guys will. Everybody's in the gym's watching. I stretch one. The other one was acting like she needed a stretch so bad. Like I had to be over there so bad. I'm like, hold on, girl. I'm gonna stretch her first, and I'm gonna come to you. She giggles. Start doing some bridges. You know how girls are when you're showing one of more attention than the other. So I finished stretching that one. I start stretching the other one. Some guy just walks over and starts talking to the other one. I just got done stretching, and he was more like trying to claim her for anything, if anything. But I guess they talk somehow. I never known. I don't care. That's not mine. And I'm stretching the other one while talking to her. I get done stretching. I I say bye to them. I dap them up, and then I move to my other client. He's a guy. He was kind of mad because why was he mad? No, no, it wasn't him. He wasn't angry at all. But um, we went through his session. I could, I know I have more life force energy than him because he's still too quiet. Maybe some people are quiet as a retained man. You could tell who's retaining and who's not. So that session went smooth. As I'm training him, this girl kept talking to me. She's like, while I'm training the session, she keeps talking to me. I go over there. She's more receiving than anything. I'm like, go ahead, 20 more. She's like, 20 more? Oh my God. I'm like, yeah, you can do it. I'm going back and forth. Like, even though I'm a personal trainer, I'm not like those trainers that are locked down to their clients. Like, you're only gonna pay attention to me. Watch me. Count every step. Count every rep. You only pay attention to me. Like, they know I'm human, and they could talk to somebody else too. But I'm not having a full conversation with somebody else while trying to train. I'm not doing that. It's professional now. I'll say 2 or 3 words with somebody, yeah. But you know what I'm saying. And I'm at that. I've been doing this for 7 years. I'm at the comfort level to just like say a thing or two to somebody there. Say what's up to somebody there. And at that gym, I've been working at that gym for 5 years, so everyone knows me, right? So I'm done training him, and in the middle of training him, there's this lady and this couple I train. So she's looking all mad because I told her the wrong time. I told her to come at 6:45, and I was training my guy. The guy I was with at 6:30 to 7. So I go over there. I'm like, 9 more minutes. She's like, 9 more minutes? You said 6:45, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, I texted the wrong person, which I did. So she didn't seem too happy about it. But then I didn't overreact on it, you know? So I went back to train my other client and then go over where she was. And when it came time for me to train her, she went to use the restroom, and I was talking to her husband, and her husband was, I could see where he made that mistake, blah blah. I'm like, yeah, mistakes happen. And he's like, now she's late because she's in the bathroom. I'm like, yeah. So she comes up to me, she's like, well, I guess I'm the late one. I'm like, yeah, but I'll forgive you. She laughs, shakes it off. So now, um, maybe if I wasn't retained, it would have been a whole different story. I would have acted different, causing her to act different, causing them to act different. But since I am retaining, I feel like it went right as it should and for the best way possible. Retaining allows things to go the best way possible for you, even if it's bad, even if it seems bad. So as I'm walking with them, there's this thing thick. She is a 10. She was a 10. And she lost her personal trainer recently, and I was telling her that I could train her, and she was acting like she's like, oh, it's okay, blah blah. And I seen her, she was doing the lunges. I'm like, you're doing them, you're not going far enough. You gotta go from there to there. She's like, for real? I'm like, yeah, man, you working or not? So she's talking to me, and as I'm walking with my other clients, and then she's like, oh, okay. I'm like, and I passed by again. I'm like, you still didn't do it. She's like, okay, I'm gonna finish my set I was doing, and I'll do it. So with that being said, water. H2O, boy. So with that being said, there's this other 10 that's looking at me, and she's like, damn, she's talking to him, and he's talking to her back, and she's talking to him back. So she starts giving me the smiles, cause that girl looks better than her, and she's like, if she's talking to him, why am I not talking to him? You know, it's like that girl attract girl thing. So I have the attention of two dimes at the same time. So after I told her what to do, the other girl seen that she was responded well, and then I just walked off with my clients, leaving them in the dust. Like there's something to think about. You just been talked to by a retained man, and whoever thought like not getting pussy is cooler than getting pussy, and not getting pussy attracts more pussy to you. But you have to retain. There's nothing worse than not getting pussy and beating your meat. That's the worst thing you could do. If you're already not getting girls, might as well retain. That's how you get girls. That's how you become a stud. Crazy. Mind blowing. And but the kids that were getting girls before, it's it's because of some physical features. Like some of them were taller, some of them were raised to act a certain way. But when it comes down, it's like a track. It's like when you're on a track and you're sprinting, everybody starts at different levels, right? And it comes to that one curve where everybody matches up. Everybody matches up. And whoever was working the hardest and doing all the right things at that race, that's who becomes on top at the end of the day. Take that. So, that session's going on. I'm with this couple. I'm training them. Now, this one girl I was talking to before I got those clients, she calls me over. She asked me a question about exercise. I told her, and I went back to my clients, and she calls me back. She's like, come here. I'm like, okay, what's up? She's like, train me. I'm like, I can't. I'm with a client right now. How can I train you? And she's like, how much do you charge? So I'm like, give me your take my number down. So I got her phone. Well, I got my phone. I have my phone in my pocket. I usually don't have my phone in my pocket when I'm training, but I had my phone in my pocket that time. I pull out my phone. She put her number in. I pass by. Guys are looking. They all see that. You know, they're like, damn, what he got that I ain't got? Oh, he's a trainer. He got muscles. What? And I'm not a small guy now. I'm 205, 208. You know what I'm saying? And of course, guys see that they're gonna check you. Um, and it's a gym. It's the most junglist, animalistic environment you could be in. Testosterone filled, feminine pheromones, everything. And I love it. I love every second of it. And I love it even more when I'm retained. And this guy feels a need to, after I got the number, this guy feels a need to pass as close to me as possible, even though there's a huge gap that he could go. But now, how you react to that, people passing close to you and trying to like, they're trying not to respect your distance. So they're trying to show you that. What you do is you watch them down. You stare them down as they pass you the whole time. You have the right to do that. If they feel they have the right to pass that close to you, you have the right to stare them down the whole time. Now, what that does is create a dynamic that it switches the power around. They're trying to take the power from you, saying they could walk around, they could walk as close to you as possible. You're not going to do anything. You take the power back by watching them as they walk past you the whole time. Now, I'm not saying if they're walking a couple inches from you, you have to stare them down. But if they're passing this close, where you could reach out your arm and your diaphragm, whatever, you have the right to stare them down. That takes the power away from them and back to you, saying, I'm not scared of you. If you're going to do something, I'm watching you. So that's how you handle that. And of course, with female attraction, you're going to get challenged by guys, right? But not always. Some of them will respect you, but some of them will hate, and some of them will try to out-masculine you. But you just gotta hold your own. You gotta get to that 200 plus weight, and of muscles, of course, and you have to be retaining too, because you could be 200 pounds and still be scared. And if you're not retaining, you're going, oh, the world, no. You know what I'm saying? So, and I know everybody's always watching. So you stare them down. You take the power by staring them down. Now, that session's over. Next client comes in, a guy, and he feels more comfortable with me because how I navigate to the gym. How I'm walking, I'm leading at the same time, but I make him feel comfortable because it's a lot of people in the gym. But then the way I'm got my chest up, my head up, and my confidence is like through the roof. And I'm a kickboxer and boxer, and I automatically have that confidence. Like, if you try me, I will defend myself. So people sense that. So I'm training him. Fast forward, session's about to end with him. This girl walks in. Nice looking girl, thick. And I see her. I know her. Yeah, I call, and she's walking, and she's like, you didn't text me about your hair, cause she does my braids, my side braids. Don't look at my hair right now. It looks crazy. I showed it. No, I showed it. I was supposed to have the hood covering it, but she does I need to get my braids done. I don't care though. Know what I'm saying? So she's like, I need to do the side braids. They look crazy right now. They don't even look like braids. So she's like, I need to do them for you. I'm like, come here. So she walks over, and then she's like, she walks over. It's not that the fact that she walked over, it's the fact that I called her to come over, and she did. Now she feels like, damn, why did I go? But I must like him if I'm doing what he says. So she walks over, and then we talk about nothing. And she's like, I'll be back. She goes and comes back, and then and she's like, yeah, I texted you and you didn't text me back about your hair. I'm like, I don't believe you did. You know what I'm saying? But truth of the matter is, I had somebody else do them, and that girl started acting funny. So I'm like, hey girl, I'm back. You want to do my hair this time? You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yeah. Um, I'm gonna talk to you in like 5 minutes. This guy I'm training, he's like, damn, this guy must be a pimp. He's looking at me like, how do you have that authority over women? But he didn't say that, but his action and demeanor said everything I needed to know. So after I'm doing my session, I go talk to her, and she's doing some kind of weird exercise. I'm looking at her. I'm like, that's not an exercise, by the way. And she's like, I know it's a warm up. I'm like, whatever that means. So I look at her. I'm like, in the future, in a different universe, we have kids together. And she's like, you're so annoying. You're so annoying. I'm like, you don't believe me? And girls, they don't really have game, and they don't know how to respond to when guys say stuff like that. And they're probably not used to guys saying stuff like that. But she was like, "Oh my god, you're so annoying." I'm like, "You just gonna say I'm so annoying?" And she's like, "Oh look," she showed me the text where she texted me that um she would do my braids, and I didn't respond, blah blah. So I was like, "Okay, we'll set up a date to so you could do my hair." She does it for free, by the way. So I'm like, yeah. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, I'm available Monday. She's like, okay, just text me. And I walk away. I'm like, that's not an exercise, by the way. And she's like, I know it's a warm up. Whatever. So I walk. Now it's time. I go use the bathroom, and this guy I work out with, he's looking for me all over. He's always looking for me. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? So as I walk back, the girl's like, he's looking for you. I'm like, oh sweet. We go start working out. Some girls come over to buy us. Asked us if we was in the machine. We're like, no, we're not. And they stayed pretty close to us working out. It's like they look pretty good. Those girls I didn't say nothing to because I got a phone call, and it was this older lady. Um, we do business together. I also have another job where I mentor kids, and that's through a program. So so far, about three of my jobs. So far to you, I have three jobs, right? And I don't want to put them in a list because I'm not gonna list how many jobs I have. One, I own a business. I own a personal training studio with trainers in it. Yes, I work part time at LA Fitness, and I mentor kids. That's a job through a company. Okay, right? That's retention. That's the power of retention. I'm not the retained guy who has nothing to show for it. Like I said. So the lady calls me. She's always giving me cases. The more case you have, the more money you make, right? Because the more work you're doing. So she calls me. She's telling me, "Oh, why don't you pick up the phone? This and that. Um, I'm just calling you because you ain't pick up the phone. Cause we do phone calls sometimes with the parents and the cases I have." She was like, how am I gonna give you a case? I'm like, stop playing, girl. I'm like, you know I love you. She's like, oh my God, bye. I'm like, why are you being like that? And she's just like, she's shocked that I said that, and it's like she didn't want to get off the phone. She just kept talking and talking, and I'm like, okay. And she's like, okay, bye. I'll call you tomorrow. I'll send those cases over. So just the fact me saying, stop playing, girl. You know I love you. She just like it switched something in her brain. I don't know what it did, but she acting the most feminine as possible, and she's 50. And the only reason why I didn't say nothing to those girls I walked over before I got on the phone with the 50-year-old was that they heard me say, "Stop playing, girl. You know I love you," and I'm not gonna be like, "Hey, what's up?" And plus, I didn't know them. If I did, it would have been on. But after that, I did my workout. I did legs, squats, lunges, increase testosterone. And I get on the phone with somebody I haven't talked to in a while, and we had intercourse before. Yeah, she lives in Florida, so I call her on my ride home. 'Cause I'm like, oh, I'm just doing my checkups because you don't call. It's like, oh, we trying to play this game now. You never call me first. I call you first all the time. So, skip over that. And we thought catching up about how things been, blah blah, on my ride home, and she sent me. Long story short, she ended up sending me some pictures, sexy pictures, and that's how I ended my night. So in that 6 hour time frame, I've experienced about 8 females being attracted towards me. 8 females. Day 134.